Hey everybody, it's Eric Brewer. Wanted to help you today with an important part of our sales process that a lot of us as salespeople, real estate agents tend to avoid. And it's when our client is not okay. There's a part of the process that's made them uncomfortable. We've maybe had to deliver some bad news, maybe about their offer. Say for example, we're representing a buyer. And the buyer, particularly in this market, is making an offer, and we went out, we looked at the property quickly, we got an offer in right away, and we find out later that afternoon that there's multiple offers. Or maybe we submitted an offer and the offer was rejected, or a counter offer. And what we need to be able to do is always be able to identify when our client is okay and when they're not okay. And when they're not okay, it's critical for us as professional real estate agent salespeople that we're able to help the people be okay, right? It's one of the important things as we help people through the process of buying and selling a home. We know from home inspections to appraisals to negotiations, it can be very taxing on our clients. And part of our job is to help them work through those difficult situations. So here's something that we know, and here's something that we teach. And I'm going to encourage you to use this with your clients as you move forward. The one thing that we know for certain is if you take a client's situation, let's use for example, their offer was rejected by the seller, or maybe another offer was accepted. At this point, you have to deliver that news. It's safe to assume that the buyer, if they wanted the house, is not going to be okay, right? So we can't necessarily change the circumstances. We can't magically make the seller accept their offer. We can't magically just have them be okay with losing out on another home. I see agents all the time that we work with saying, Eric, how do we deal with this? I have, buyers that are making offers on 5 or 10 properties and they're getting beat out every time. So what I'm going to give you here is an effective way to help your client be okay. And if you ever think about, we use the example of a bully. Why does a bully bully someone? It's normally because that person is upset. A bully's not okay. They're upset about something, that happened to them when they were younger, or they're not happy about their current situation. So why do they bully somebody? They bully them to make themselves feel better about their own personal situation. So what I want you to take from this and learn from this, and then I'm going to give you a key takeaway that you can use right away with your clients. One thing that we can do, or that happens to us as humans, is we ultimately feel better about our situation if someone else's situation that we can see firsthand is worse off than ours. So what you want to do to help your clients through difficult conversations when they're not okay, and I would encourage you to do this. If you think that they're maybe on the fence, assume they're not okay. And then what you want to do is be more not okay than they are. So when you deliver bad news, don't do it with a smug face. Don't do it with, overconfidence and say, hey, I told you that was going to happen. What you can say is something like this. Hey, Bill, Mary, I'm absolutely heartbroken. And kind of, I feel like a little bit of a jerk for not being able to get your deal accepted. We presented it, and it turns out the seller decided to go another route. And, I take personal responsibility for it. As your real estate agent, my job is to help you get the right house at the right price. And I feel like this might be the one. And, I understand how this can be extremely challenging for you. And, ultimately, I hope that, you'll make the decision, we'll continue to move on, and you have the promise from me that I'll work twice as hard for you on the next deal to try and make it happen. So here's what happens is that you have to assume and you have to know that when you deliver that news, they're going to not be okay. What I've done and what you need to do is when you're delivering bad news or a client's not going to be okay because they're telling you, or you're anticipating them not being okay because of the news that you're delivering, you have to take personal responsibility for it, and you have to be more not okay than they are. That'll help you deliver bad news and navigate through some difficult situations with your clients when you're trying to make a sale. Hope that's helpful, and I'll see you soon.